Let me ask you something. When did we stop learning things by heart? And when did we decide that understanding a language meant filling in blanks, choosing the correct options, scoring marks on paper, and nothing else? Because somewhere along the way, we forgot something ancient. Something that every culture, every civilization, every great tradition of learning had in common. They made people memorize. And then they made them stand up and speak. Not read, not glance at notes, speak from inside. And I want to show you today, not tell you, show you what that does to a human being. In 1992, a woman named Marianne Williamson published a book called Return to Love. Inside it was a paragraph, plain prose, a few sentences about fear and light and human potential. Nobody called it a poem, but people started memorizing it, and the moment they did, the moment it left the page and entered the body, something happened. Breath broke it into lines. Pauses gave it rhythm. The voice found its weight. Prose became poetry, not because the words changed, because the body changed them. In 2005, a film called Coach Carter put these words in the mouth of a student, not a teacher, not a coach, a student, standing in a locker room speaking to other students, and it stopped the world. I want you to listen to why. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Read that again. Not that we are inadequate. Every language learner I have ever met believes their deepest fear is inadequacy. That their English is not good enough, that their accent is wrong, that people will laugh, that they will make mistakes. But Marianne Williamson says no. That is not the real fear. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. This is the fear nobody names. The fear of opening your mouth and having something real come out of it. The fear of mattering. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Think about the last time you had something important to say and you swallowed it. Not because you lacked the words, because some part of you knew, if I say yes or if I say it well, everything changes. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Who am I to speak fluently? Who am I to hold a room? Who am I to recite a poetry from memory in front of a camera? Actually, who are you not to be? This is where memorization enters. Because here is what happens when you memorize a text and stand up to recite it. First, you absorb the rhythm of the language, the rise and the fall, where the sentence breathes, where it holds. That is called prosody. And you cannot learn it from a textbook. You learn it by carrying the words in your body until they move the way language is supposed to move. Second, you feel where the emphasis falls, which word carries the weight, which syllable the speaker leaned into. That is cadence. And when you have memorized something deeply, cadence becomes instinct, not knowledge. Instinct. Third, and this is the one that changes everything. You begin to think about language while you are inside it. You notice why Williamson said powerful beyond measure and not simply very powerful. You feel the difference between the words. You start asking questions. The language itself is asking you. That is metacognition, thinking about thinking. Language awareness happening above the language. No grammar exercises does all three at once. No vocabulary list, no multiple choice questions, only this. You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. I want you to sit with that line. Your playing small does not serve the world. Every time a student sits silently in a classroom with the answer in their mouth and does not speak, the world loses something. Every time someone who could hold a conversation retreats into broken sentences because they are afraid of being judged, the world loses something. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. Shrinking is not humility. Shrinking is fear wearing the costume of politeness. And language, real language, living language, cannot survive in a shrunken body. This is why the ancient traditions of education were built on recitation. So, in India, the Vedas were transmitted for thousands of years without a single written word, entirely through memorization and recitation. The precision was extraordinary. Every syllable, every pause, every breath, exactly as it was taught. Because the people who carried those texts understood something we have forgotten. Language lives in the mouth, not on the page. The page is a storage device. The mouth is where language becomes real. When you memorize something, truly memorize it until you own it. You are not storing it, you are becoming it. The rhythms of the text become your rhythm. The vocabulary of that text becomes your vocabulary. The confidence of that voice becomes your confidence. We are all meant to shine like children do. Watch a child learn language. They repeat, they imitate, they say the same thing 40 times until it belongs to them. They are not embarrassed by repetition. They understand instinctively that repetition is not failure, it is the method. We are born knowing how to acquire language, and somewhere along the way, somewhere between the childhood and the classroom, we are taught to be ashamed of that process. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. Whatever you believe that means, whatever tradition you come from, the principle is the same. There is something inside you that is meant to come out. Language is one of the primary vehicles for that. And if you do not develop your language, if you play small, if you shrink, if you stay silent, that thing inside you has no way out. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. This is the part that matters most for language learning. Fluency is not a gift. Eloquence is not talent. The ability to hold a room, to speak with weight and rhythm and confidence, these are not things some people are born with and others are not. They are things that are practiced. They are things that are built line by line, text by text, recitation by recitation. The students who speak beautifully are not the ones who were born speaking beautifully. They were the ones who put language in their bodies. And they refuse to let it stay on the page. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. This is the most important line in the entire text of a teacher, or for a teacher, for a student, for anyone who stands in front of others and uses language. When you speak with full commitment, when you recite from memory, when you let the words move through you, rather than reading them off a surface, something shifts inside the room. The people watching you feel it. Feel something unlock in themselves. That is what recitation does, that reading cannot. It gives permission. It says this is possible. You can do this. Language can live in you like this. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So here is what I am asking you to do. Find a text that moves you. A poem, a speech, a paragraph from a book. Something that says what you wish you could say. And memorize it. Not to perform it, not to impress anyone. Memorize it because the act of memorization is itself the training. Every time you reach for the next line and find it there in your body, not on a page, your brain is doing something extraordinary. It is building the architecture of the language from the inside out. Prosody-cadence, metacognition. You are not reciting, you are becoming. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. The art of memorization is not lost, it is waiting. It is waiting in every student who has ever sat in silence with something to say. It is waiting in every classroom, every language corner where people are trying to learn stuff, where language is treated as information rather than experience. It is waiting in you. Pick up the text, put it in your body, stand up and speak. The world does not need you to be smaller. It needs you to shine. Shine.